are doing all right, even as we prepare to begin the lesson that I've scheduled for us today. Now, first of all, let me take the chance to say welcome. For those who don't know me, this is Lehrer Fred speaking to us. And in today's live session, I have some paper right here, which I would like us to go ahead and get to revise together. All right. Kindly get yourself a pen and even a paper because it is it is my belief that by the end of this session, you will be in a position to handle the various questions which we are going to be covering together in this lesson. All right. So this is going to be appropriate for any one of us who is in A1, A2, because we're going to be covering quite a couple of topics in regards to the same. All right. So let's go ahead and begin. Then please find yourself a pen and a paper. So the topic of our focus today is on the pronomen. We're going to be focusing on the conjugation of this pronomen. These are the pronouns, pronomen, the pronouns, okay? Now, in our very first question, talking about personal pronomen, all right? So the personal pronomen im nominative, the personal pronomen im nominative. So let's first of all go ahead and list all the personal pronouns, right? Let's go ahead and list the personal pronouns. How do we, okay, what are the various personal pronouns that we have in German? We will list them in nominative and then also in accusative and in dative, right? Let's go ahead and list these personal pronouns in nominative, accusative, and even in dative. So there are as follows. There is ich, du, and then you have the er, sie, and es. All right. So ich, du, er, sie, es. Then there's this other sie. We have wer. And then there's er. And then the last sie. So these are the personal pronouns that we're talking about. Remember, ich is I. Du is you, right? Er is he. Sie is she, and then S it. You can just put the meanings in bracket, yeah? And then this capital S, Z is you. Wir, en. Sorry, wir is we, and then ihr is you, and Z, which is they, all right? So in this question, what they would like us to do is they're telling us, ergänze die Personalpronomen, right? So when given this table, which you now to fill in the singular side and the plural side, right? So the first person singular normally is ich, right? Remember the first person singular is ich. The personal pronouns in German normally are in small letters, unless, of course, they begin a sentence, right? So ich is the first person singular. In plural, now becomes wer. Kindly note. All right. So ich, plural, wer. How about the second person? The second person singular, there are two. You will either use sie or du, right? One can either use sie in the formal setup, or you could also go ahead and use the du form. There are two. So sie formal and then the du informal. So the plural of du is er, as indicated. How about the plural of sie? Now, sie in plural also is sie. Let's just check up until that point. So we've said first person, ich, plural, wer. All right. Second person, du, you, plural is er. Then there's this sie formal, sie, capital S-I-E, plural, sie. All right. And then there's the third person, there are three, er, sie, and s, right? He, she, it, third person. So there's er, there's sie, and then there's s, right? So er is he, sie is she, and then s is it. So in plural, they all become sie, they. All right. sie, which is now they. So this is just a reminder of the personal pronouns. Okay, let's just go ahead. They're asking us in number 2, welche Verbendung, welche Verbendung. So which verb ending, all right, which verb ending fits, the word past is to fit. So which verb ending passt normalerweise zu welchem Personalpronomen? So which verb ending normally fits to the following? Which verb ending listed below normally fits the specific personal pronouns given here? And then they give you some ending. So they've given us some ending here. We are now to match appropriately with the personal pronoun. So the ending T, normally we have it for as, right? And also er. How about the ending en? Which personal pronouns in German normally have the ending en? There are quite a number of them, right? And they are as follows. So we have wer, normally takes ending en, right? Wer. Again, we also have the capital S, normally takes ending en, right? Sie. And then besides this, there's the other Z small s, which takes ending en. Look at that, right? So the personal pronouns that take ending en are wer, sie, you, and sie, they. Now, how about the ending e? Which personal pronoun in German takes ending e? Which personal pronoun in German takes ending e? Now, the personal pronoun is ich. Normally, ich in German takes the E, right? Ich komme, ich koche, etc., etc. So you've now seen the endings. We've said number 1, verbs in German normally take the ending T for as, es, and er, right? Number 2, verbs in German normally end in en for wer and sie, right? And also these are the sie. And then which ones end in e? In the ich form. Now, how about st? Which personal pronoun requires the ending st? I know you know it as in the do form, right? So in the do form, it will take the ending st. All right. So let's go ahead. I believe it together up until that point. Kindly feel free to share below where are you tuning in from and which level are you currently in as we proceed. So here we go. Number 3, they're asking us, mit welchem Personalpronomen, all right, mit welchem Personalpronomen, so with which personal pronoun kannst du die Nomen und Personen ersetzen? Once again, mit welchem Personalpronomen, so which personal pronoun can you die Nomen, the nouns, Nomen is nouns, und Personen, and the people or persons, ersetzen. Okay, just copy the following words down. Now, the word ersetzen, this is to replace. Ersetzen, this means to replace or to substitute. They're asking us, so which personal pronoun can you use to replace the nouns and the people given in this sentence, right? So they would like us to replace the nouns and the people used in this sentence with the appropriate personal pronoun, all right? So let's go ahead and see the sentence. In the sentence number 1, Peter und Selva spielen im Wald. Peter und Selva. So Peter and Selva, right? Spielen are playing im Wald. Hello to you, Eminem. Willkommen. All right. So Peter und Selva spielen im Wald. Peter and Selva are playing in the forest, right? So they want us to replace this. They want us to replace Peter and Selva. So which personal pronoun will we use to replace Peter and Selva? So Peter and Selva, it's plural, right? So it's they. They are playing. So it should be sie. Sie spielen im Wald. They are playing in the forest, right? Okay, number 2, look at this. Clara und Josef, Clara und Josef, kommt jetzt beide mit. So that it's like the really these people. Clara and Joseph is like you are requesting them. You, Clara and Joseph, come here. Kommt jetzt beide mit. And I can see there's somebody addressing them. It's like a command. Normally, when forming commands in Germany in the er form, the verb tends to end in T. Right? So I can say again, let's take it. Clara und Joseph, kommt jetzt beide mit. All right? Now, this one I would replace with er. So, er kommt jetzt beide mit. Movie Flash, willkommen. Guys, as I asked before, which level are we currently in? Are you in A1, A2, B1, or even B2? Kindly share below in the comment section. And also, number two, please also, where are you tuning in from? Go ahead and also share in the comment section. Guys, and also share with your friends who are also learning German so that you can learn together, right? Okay, number three. Number three says, Erwin und ich haben so viel Spaß. Erwin und ich. Now I can say it's Erwin and I. This would mean we, right? Erwin und ich haben so viel Spaß. So if we replace these two with a personal pronoun, I should use wir. So, wir haben so viel Spaß. We. Right? Wir haben so viel Spaß. We are having so much fun. All right? So that is taken care of. Now look at this other one. Game Silly asked, du Amerikaner? Nein. Mein Name ist Claudia. Mein Name ist Claudia. So, my name is Claudia. All right, so this is the person speaking in the first person singular, right? My name. So therefore, ich heiße Claudia. My name is Claudia. Therefore, ich. For those who are just tuning in, what we're doing is we're now replacing the personal pronouns. Sorry, the personal pronouns we're using to replace the subjects here, right? How about this one? Frau Schmidt, haben Sie eine Katze? Frau Schmidt, Mrs. Schmidt, haben Sie eine Katze? Do you have a cat? All right. Yes, somebody has given the answer. That is Danu. Danu says Sie. Haben Sie. Danu has scored this. You said haben Sie, capital S-I-E, right? Have you or do you have? So, Frau Schmidt, haben Sie eine Katze? So yes, haben Sie eine Katze, right? That is correct. Hello to you too. Willkommen, yeah? Now look at this other one. Ich kaufe ein Auto. Ich kaufe ein Auto. I am buying a car. All right. Someone says, meine Nachbarin heißt Frau Schmidt. Okay. Ich kaufe ein Auto. I'm buying a car. So therefore we'd say, so here we are replacing the ein Auto. I am buying a car. So therefore should be ich kaufe es. I am buying it. It. All right. Then let's see this other one. This seems to be a bit complicated. Hansi und Ingrid sprechen Deutsch. All right. Look at this. Hansi und Ingrid sprechen Deutsch. Somebody is asking a good question. What is the difference between the small z and z? In a moment, we'll be seeing to explain that. Yeah. So Hansi und Ingrid sprechen Deutsch. Now these are two people. So they are speaking German. Here I should say, sie sprechen Deutsch. So, sie sprechen Deutsch. They are speaking German. So there's a question that has been asked right here. Let's get to handle it. What is the difference between this z, which is capital S, and this other z, which is a small s? All right, let's see the difference. What is the difference between this Z, which is a capital S, right, and this other Z, which is a small s? This is the difference. Now, this one with the capital S, this means you. All right, this Z with the capital S means you, and it is used in the formal setup. All right, this one is used in the formal setup, Z. But this other one, the small s, it has two meanings. It means she, all right? It means she, all right, small s, and then it also means they, all right, also means they, all right. Now, the only difference is that this one is always capital S, but this other one tends to be in small letters unless it is beginning a sentence. Kindly note, it is always going to be in small letters unless it is beginning a sentence. All right, I believe that has been well captured. So anyways, if that has been well captured, we can now go ahead and take some other question. Let's go ahead and see some other question. So look at the following then. They're asking us here, im Deutschkurs ergänze die Personalpronomen. Ergänze die Personalpronomen. So fill in the personal pronoun, right? And then they're telling us here, das ist Frau Kioska, right? Das ist Frau Kioska. So that is Mrs. Kioska, all right? And then dash kommt aus Japan. This is quite easy. I know one can score it, right? So this is Frau Kioska, it's a lady, right? So I should say, sie kommt. All right. So das ist Frau Kioska. And then sie kommt aus Japan. She comes from Japan, right? Yeah, so now you can see here I've put capital. Normally it is small, but because it is beginning a sentence, now I use a capital. But normally it's small, right? Okay, I want to give someone to try this. Das ist Herr Macker. Das ist Herr Macker. Dash kommt aus Marokko. Now I can see Gem has scored it, right? Who is Gem still supposed to say er, right? Okay. So now here I would say er kommt. Marco is a male, right? So we now use er. Oh, danke, Duolingo. Das ist thank you, right? So das ist Herr Macker. Er kommt aus Marokko. Now how about Frau Kioska, Frau Kiosko und Herr Macker sind in Köln, right? Frau Kiosko und Herr Macker sind in Köln. It continues. Das lernen beide Deutsch. Frau Kiosko und Herr Macker sind in Köln. Das lernen beide Deutsch. All right. Someone says sie. Game still supports and say sie. That is now correct, right? Because there are two. They. Sie, they, right? So, Mrs. Kiosko and Mr. Macker are in Cologne. Sie lernen beide Deutsch. They are both learning German. So we continue. Anna. Woher kommst du? Anna. Now you can see the ending, of course, the conjugation, right? So no one says du. Woher kommst du? And then the person responds by saying, ich komme, right? Ich komme aus New York. By the way, is it New York or New York? People normally pronounce it wrongly, right? Is it New York or New York? Right? Somebody will give me the proper pronunciation. So, woher kommst du? Then the person answers by saying, ich komme, right? So, woher kommst du? Ich komme aus New York, all right? And how about Fred und Hans? So you're asking the both of them. Fred und Hans, wo wohnt, wo, so the ending, wohnt, two of them, so it should now be in the er form. Wo wohnt er? Small I, right? Wo wohnt er? Right? And then they, now in this case, Aladdin, I don't use Z because, now here we don't use Z because you are referring to them in the second person, right? So, Fred and Hans, oh, my name is not clear? All right, let me try again. Someone says the writing is not clear. Okay, let me just check. Somebody confirms the is not clear. Are you able to see me now? Let's just confirm. Okay. Let me just check it out and try again. Right. I will bring it closer. So, Fred und Hans, wo wohnt ihr? And then they say, Dash wohnen jetzt in Köln. Both of them. So, wir wohnen. Now I should answer by saying, wir wohnen. etc. All right. Let's just point out something real quick. Let's just point out something real quick before we proceed. There's these endings that I've realized we tend to miss out. Could somebody confirm if they are now able to see clearly? Somebody was confirming that able to see this part clearly. Right. So as I mentioned at the beginning, for the personal pronouns, remember there's ich, which is I, and then the do in the you form, right? Er, which is he, sie, now the she, es, now is it, right? And then there's the sie, which is now the you, right? Wir, we, er, the you, and then the sie, which is now they, right? So you see this ich, in the accusative, it tends to change and becomes mich. Look at this. All right, so ich, I, in accusative changes and becomes mich, me. And then in dative, now it changes and becomes mir. Look at that. Ich, mich, mir. All right. Now how about do? Now do, which is you, right? Do changes, becomes dich, and in dative, dir. Du, dich, dir. Do you see that? Now, in a moment, I want us to take some sentence examples to translate. Yeah. So, how about er? Er is he. In accusative, in, and then in dative, im. Er, in, im. All right. For those of us who are wondering, what is this accusative and dative? Don't worry, we'll be seeing it. It's a topic that I will bring it live in some other class. Yeah, the accusative and dative. Now, sie, she now becomes sie, her. In dative is er. Sie, er. Right. Now, es, it remains s, and then in dative is im. S, im. All right, it. Now, Z capital remains Z, you. All right, and then in dative, now we say innen. That is why you normally say wie geht es innen. We don't say wie geht es Sie, wie geht es innen in dative, right? And then wir now is uns, us, uns, wir, uns. All right. And then the two remaining ear here becomes euch, and then euch. All right. And then the last one, sie, they, remains sie, them, and then here small I, innen, etc. Okay. So I want to test us before we break the live. I want to test us with some sentences. I would like to give us some sentences to see how we are able to translate it into German. Now, my first sentence says that they work in, how would you say they work in? Let's use North America. How would you say they work in North America? All right. They work in North America. For those who are asking, what is this accusative and dative? Don't worry. It's one of the lessons we would break in some future live that I have for us. Yeah? So how would you translate and say they work in North America? So the person who scores, we should give them some big up. They work, the first person to score it correctly gets some mention. They work in America. Now, somebody almost scored it. Intel verse almost scored it. The spelling is just incorrect, but you almost got it. You correct and say, Sie arbeiten. Now, no one almost scored it, but that is not correct. The North America is not correct. How about Danu? Danu says, Sie arbeiten in America. Danu, you almost scored it, but I'd like you to say North America. How to say North America? They work in North America. Very good. So if you said like this, then you've scored it. Somebody has said Z, correct. arbeiten, look at that, sie arbeiten, they work in North America, in Nord, all right, remember it's North America, Nord, which is North, all right, and then America, Nord America, all right. All right, then how about I take another one? Now, how will you translate this? It's now a question. Can I work with him? Now here I have used a modal verb. Can I work with him? This is a very nice one. Now they're testing to see the position. They're testing to see how you're able to arrange a sentence when you've used a modal verb. How would you say that? Can I work with him? Can I work with him? Intervals, you almost caught it, but that is not correct. How about no one? No one has scored it. Come on, let's give some clap to Noah. Let me see if I have some clap here on my screen. Noah has scored it. Noah says like this. I want to pin Noah's comment. No one. Let me pin your comment so that everybody can see it. Yes, so that is the correct answer from Noah's side. Yeah, you said, kann ich mit ihm arbeiten? That is correct. Yeah. So can I work with him? So the answer that is going to be correct is kann ich. Just copy it down somewhere. Kann ich, right? Mit ihm. Kann ich mit ihm, and then at the end is when we have the verb arbeiten. Kann ich mit ihm arbeiten? Can I work with him? All right. So that was correctly done, Noah. Keep that up. So I want to give us two more as we conclude. Let me just give us two more as we conclude our lesson. Now, how would you now say that the men are speaking, with the president? The men are speaking with the president. How do you say that? Hello to you too, Sarah Sajid. Welcome. Right, how would you say the men are speaking with the president? The men are speaking with the president. This is a nice one. So also, as we take this one, check the case of the noun used here. Hi to you too. Welcome. Check the, how do you call it? The gender of the noun, right? So the men are speaking with the president. Intervals, sie sind. No. Now for this one, we'll just maintain the. We'll maintain this. We're not changing it. We'll just maintain the men. Yeah. Let's just translate the men. So no one says Männer sprechen mit dem Präsidenten. No one today you're really scoring this one correctly. That is also correct. Just add an article to it. So we now say die Männer. So the answer has just been shared. The men. You've said die Männer, right? Die Männer, the men. All right. Now, because it's plural, now we also have to, conjugate in plural, right? So die Männer sprechen. Die Männer sprechen, are speaking mit. Die Männer sprechen mit dem. Die Männer sprechen mit dem Präsident. Now this is dative. Präsidenten. Die Männer sprechen mit dem Präsidenten. All right, the men are speaking with the president. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, this is our final statement. Let's get our very last sentence as we come to conclusion. Now, how would you translate this one here? This is our last one. You want to say, would you like, now we are asking a question in conclusion, would you like to work for them? Would you like? Now, as you translate this also, check the personal pronoun used and the case. Yeah? Would you like? And also the verb. Would you like? Right? Would you like to work for them? This one is also testing the case to see how you're able to answer. Would you like to work for them? So the first person to score this, we should give them a shout out and also a mention, right? Would you like to work for them? Now, as you translate, be careful on the verb positioning and also the ending, right? Would you like to work for them? Everyone has suspected this number. Everybody has doubted themselves. Would you like to work for them? Yeah. So first of all, let's get to establish what is the verb would. What is this verb would? Now somebody says möchtest du. Möchtest du für sie arbeiten? That is now correct. Danu says, willst du gern zum euch arbeiten? How about Faith? Faith says, möchtest du für sie arbeiten? So there are two people who scored it. No one has scored it correctly. We give you a shout out. Faith Chilango has also scored it. So the answer should be möchtest du. Either you can use it in the do form. So if you have it like this, you've scored it. Now the first possible answer would be möchtest du in the do form, right? Möchtest du für sie? Möchtest du für sie, them, and then arbeiten? Möchtest du für sie arbeiten? That's the first one. And if you've also given it in the sie form, so that you've said möchten sie, capital, für sie arbeiten, that is also going to be correct. All right. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I believe now you're in a position to, use the personal pronouns well. Yeah, that was just a small revision on the same. In our next live, we shall be seeing even further on how to, use the various personal pronouns, right? So somebody asked some times back about the booklet. This is the booklet I was referring to. Now here, I break down the various rules in regards to sentence formation because, as I like saying, for one to be able to communicate effectively, then you need to have good foundation. So it's all about the grammar. Yeah? So here I break down in details verbs, adjective endings. We talk about, cases of nouns. We talk about verbs. Here you'll be able to find those detailed explanation of the topics that we've just mentioned briefly, right? If you're here and you're looking to make a copy, in our profile, we've given our website. You're able to go there, book classes A1, A2, B1, B2, etc., etc., and you'll be assisted even further. All right. I will take one question. Is them written as Z? Yes. We've said that the them is Z. Kindly note. We said that this Z capital, this is you, and then this one here, small s, this is they, and then also it means them. All right, etc. in accusative. But more of that we'll be seeing in our next live class, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me say, das ist alles für heute. This is all for today. If you need full video courses also we provide, please check on our profile. I give all the details there regarding the full courses A1, A2, B1, B2, and so on and so forth. So, tschüss und gute Nacht.